So anyone can build an app in a weekend, right? That's what your LinkedIn feed keeps telling you. AI entrepreneurs are claiming five-figure monthly revenue on projects that they threw together in an afternoon. But here's the question that nobody's asking. If code is so cheap now, why are software projects still failing at the same rate? Why are companies still spending millions on development that never ships? And why, after 25 years in the industry, am I still seeing more broken software hitting production than ever before? The answer is simple. Code has become cheap, but software is still incredibly expensive. And if you don't understand the difference, you're about to learn the hard way. Let's dive into this today. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer, and here at Startup Hack, we love to build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right, look, Claude Code and Cursor and GitHub Copilot have absolutely changed the game. Tools like Claude Opus 4.5 are really impressive, and my teams use tools like these every day. We actually build our own AI and use our own AI tools instead of these because they're too expensive and because we can build them better for cheaper. But we're not entering a golden age of SaaS like everyone keeps claiming. We're entering an era of personal, disposable software where real engineering work is just the beginning. So let me break down some of the reasons why code being cheap doesn't mean software got any easier or cheaper to build. Now, for the first time ever, non-developers can actually build some software tools as prototypes instead of just consumer software. People are opening up CLI interfaces, describing what they need, and getting somewhat of a functional prototype. We're seeing personal subscription trackers, custom Chrome extensions, fitness apps built exactly to spec, all by people who never wrote a single line of code. But the genuinely exciting stuff, software is becoming a personal utility, but you still need to know how to make software development to get it to production. And that's what nobody's talking about. The barrier to building something that actually matters hasn't moved an inch. Building something that works once in a demo is totally different from building something that survives production when attackers start to hit it. So we're moving from building platforms and ecosystems to building disposable tools meant to solve a single problem exactly once. This isn't a bug. It's a feature when you remove all the friction of signing up, configuring databases, and navigating complex UIs. But if spinning up custom solution takes 5 minutes, temporary becomes acceptable instead of a problem. So the traditional SaaS model optimizes for retention and allows you to solve a specific use case very specifically. So think about how spreadsheets were originally used, not as a permanent database, but as a scratch pad to reason through problems and move on. Now Claude Code is becoming Excel for developers, a flexible utility for solving immediate problems rather than Shopify for founders. Now, as always, make sure you leave a comment down below because the best compliment you can give me is to leave a comment, because here at Startup Hack, we love to build custom software for people, and I love to hear your thoughts. Now, a CodeRabbit report analyzing 470 open source pulls requests found AI-generated code contains 1.7 times more issues than human-written code. So we're talking about a 10.8 issues per AI pull request compared to 6.5 issues in human submissions. That's a massive difference in review burden. So logic and correctness errors went up 75% in AI code, including business logic mistakes, misconfigurations, and unsafe control flow. Security findings increased by 57%. AI code was almost twice as likely to introduce improper password handling and insecure references. So performance issues showed an 8x increase in excessive input-output operations like repeated file reads and unnecessary network calls. So the only area where AI actually beat humans was spelling errors. Apparently the bots can spell better than humans can, which for me is probably definitely the truth. LLMs have effectively killed the cost of generating lines of code, but they haven't touched the cost of truly understanding and deploying software. We're seeing a flood of apps built in a weekend, but most are just thin wrappers around basic CRUD operations and terrible logic. They look impressive in a Twitter demo, but crumble the moment they hit the friction of the real world. The real cost isn't the initial write. It's the maintenance, the edge cases, the mounting UX debt, and the complexities of data ownership. The subscription tracker breaks the moment a bank changes its CSV export format. The Chrome extension dies when a website updates its DOM. These fast solutions are brittle, and brittle software costs more to maintain than it ever costs to build in the first place. So the doomsayers about end of software engineering completely miss the point of what's happening. We're not witnessing the end of a profession. We're watching the value shift from from how the syntax to what the why of the system, right? Real engineering lies in the abstraction and the architecture, knowing how to structure a system that lasts, understanding why a specific rate limit strategy is necessary, knowing how to manage a distributed cache, knowing where not to store your environment variables. These are some of the kind of things that AI is probably not going to help you figure out. AI often feels powerful because it hides the complexity, but an engineer's job is to manage that complexity, not ignore it. So after a lot of years of building software, I can tell you the tools have changed, but fundamental requirement for engineering judgment has never been higher. So here's a stat that should concern everyone. Only 3.8% of developers report both low hallucination rates and high confidence shipping AI code without review. So think about that. Less than 4%. 75% of developers in Q1 of 2025 said they still manually review every AI generated code snippet before merging. And as they should. I would never ever tell any developer to just trust AI and commit it. Absolutely not. My engineers are required to not only have them review all of their code, but have a pull request reviewed by another human. So AI generated code would never hit production without having at least 2 sets of eyes on it. So even when AI output is accurate, 3 out of 4 developers using these tools still don't fully trust what it generates, and that's for good reason. AI generated pull request contains 1.4 times more critical issues and 1.7 times more major issues than human written code. Algorithm and business logic errors appeared more than twice as fast in AI generated changes, according to recent studies. So the trust gap is massive, and there's a reason for it. We're not trusting it because we know it has these hallucination rates. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, let us help you out. Here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work to maximum efficiency. Check out startuphack.com and we can help you out. Now, my feeds are flooded with AI entrepreneurs claiming 5-figure MRR for apps they built in an afternoon. In many cases, these claims are highly suspect. A creator with no existing distribution claims $10,000 monthly revenue on a weekend project. That's usually a play for engagement rather than a reflection of business reality. These aren't blueprints for technical innovation. They're marketing case studies by people who mastered attention capture. AI has removed engineering leverage as a primary differentiator. When anyone can build and deploy features fast, writing code isn't the competitive advantage anymore. Success now hinges on taste, timing, and deep understanding of your audience, as well as on really good, solid architectural principles. So domain experts stuck with boring, repetitive problems are seeing massive gains from these tools. Internal teams building throwaway tooling, scripts, and internal apps that need to work immediately rather than look perfect are absolutely crushing it. Power users looking to replicate brittle manual workflows with something more robust are in a great position. Engineers who prioritize ownership of the solution over the high gloss polish of the real winner are the real winners here. These tools are genuinely excellent at removing boilerplate, implementing features, and writing unit tests. One of my favorite use cases is generating personalized documentation and walkthroughs to get up to speed on new code bases, and that's incredibly useful. Now, speaking of documentation and comments, make sure you leave your comment down below. Now, here's a number that tells the whole story. Only about 30% of AI suggested code actually gets accepted by developers. That means that 70% of what these tools generates gets rejected, modified, or thrown out entirely. GitHub Copilot will boost productivity, but humans review are still going to rule the day. So the productivity gains are real, but they're not the magic replacement for human judgment that the hype suggests. It's kind of like we just got a really more efficient hammer. So AI-generated code was 1.88 times more likely to introduce improper password handling than human developers. Cross-site scripting vulnerabilities appeared 2.7 times more often in AI code. That's almost 3 times the human baseline. Insecure object references increased by 91%, and insecure deserialization went up 82%. Error and exception handling gaps nearly doubled in AI-generated changes. So if you're building anything that handles sensitive data, you absolutely cannot trust AI-outputted code without a serious human review. So despite all the fear-mongering, McKinsey actually expects AI to create more jobs than eliminates in 2026. The Future of Job report highlights software and AI-related roles as the fastest-growing positions. World Metrics projected 540,000 new software engineering jobs being created this year. Google's code is 25% AI-assisted, but CEO Sundar Pichai says the focus is engineering velocity, not replacement. Meaning he wants to be able to take the engineers that he has and have them produce more. He literally said they plan to hire more engineers because the opportunity space of what they can do with it is expanding. Bill Gates told Sam Altman that coding is one of the 3 jobs that will remain essentially the same even as AI transform everything else. So while the barrier to entry may be gone, judgment, taste, and responsibility are still the job. Non-technical leaders who think they can fire their developer teams are making a massive strategic error. AI is undeniably good at producing code, but it remains poor at architecting maintainable, distributable, and scalable systems. Until we see an artificial intelligence that renders the entire discussion irrelevant, believing technical expertise can be replaced by a prompt is going to hurt you. So building robust software that still requires humans who understand the underlying principles of the craft. The tools have changed, but fundamentals of good engineering have not. And that's been true for every technology shift I've seen throughout the more than almost 3 decades in software. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, reach out to us, because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work to maximum efficiency. Now, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Here at Startup Hack, we love to build custom software solutions. So check out startuphack.com, and here's some great information about our services.
Hi, I'm Spencer, a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and 25 years in software development, I've transformed technology teams and products for businesses just like yours. As your fractional CTO, you get the strategic guidance of a seasoned technology executive without the full-time commitment, perfect for companies ready to leverage cutting-edge technology without expanding headcount. My team at Startup Hack has already built advanced AI agents for small and medium businesses, automating complex workflows and delivering advanced ROI to human workflows. We specialize in creating custom software that connects your systems into a single coherent technology ecosystem. Our development approach focuses on tangible business outcomes. For one client, we developed AI-powered workflows that cut days off of human processes. For another company, by connecting multiple systems, we reduced processing time to increase their ROI by over 75%. We don't just write code, we architect solutions that scale. Whether you need cloud system architecture, data integration between legacy systems, or custom AI agents that automate your unique business processes, my team delivers results that exceed your expectations. Having led technology for a lot of companies and launched 7 successful brands of my own, I bring battle-tested expertise to your business challenges. Our specialty is turning technological complexity into business advantage. So if you're ready to harness the power of AI and custom software to drive your business forward, let's connect. Together, we'll build technology that doesn't just solve today's problems, it positions you for tomorrow's opportunities. Technology leadership, decades of experience, AI powered. Reach out today and we can help you. Check out startuphack.com/Spencer.